The 2022 ATTE was almost perfect in every regard, besides a few of the gaps maybe between the back and front panels of where you can kind of store some troopers. I really did not like the turret, so I decided I would do something about it. The main thing that I don't like about the turret is the fact that it had that weird hinge in the front, and you couldn't actually turn the whole turret part up and down. The turret part was stationary, you can only turn it. It was the actual cannon itself, the cannon tube, that would go up and down, which didn't really look right. As a play feature, it was fine, but I thought I could do better, and I decided to make my own, which you can see here. I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest, and I think I'm going to put the instructions up somewhere if I can. But yeah, let's get right into it. If you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, do all that other YouTube stuff, and let's get right into it. Here you can kind of see a close-up of what the build actually is and all that goes into it. I had a very, very enjoyable time actually coming up with this build and figuring out all the techniques to it, and I think it looks very, very good, and it works very well too. You can see how much you can actually raise it and lower it, especially when it's actually on top of the ATTE. You can, of course, raise it and lower it even more. It looks way more accurate than the original one did, and also the hinges that would connect right here always seem to loosen over time, so you get it to sag a bit. And although that could look realistic, I mean technically that would look a little more realistic, I just never liked the look of it. And I think I like it way better when it's actually able to, the whole cannon is able to move as one thing instead of just the cannon being stationary and this moving up and down. So you can kind of see here how instead of the hinge, now we just have a simple 1x2 Technic brick with the axle hole, so you can just put that right in there like that, and as you can see it's pretty flush with this. And yeah, I still kept the top area, kind of all that for the scope or whatever, for like the I think in universe that is like something that the pilot or the gunner can actually look out of, which I think is what they're going for. But we have lights down here, so you can see more, especially in the dark. You have some more detail kind of along here with those grills and the dishes here. I have translucent red studs behind those dishes just because that's what they had on the actual set itself, but you can always take those off and switch them with another color if you would like. You can see here I use these Technic, I don't even know what you call them. To be honest, I call them missile holders, because back in the old days, in like 2009, 2010, the old Clone Wars sets, you would always see these with the missile, like the flick fire missiles in them. So to me, that's just always what they've been, and I just always think of them like that. So you can see here, we have two of those, obviously, and two sloped pieces down there. So you can actually, the model can kind of, hit those, so it's not, it looks a little better when you're leaning it back and forth. I kept the 2x3 inverse slope on the back here, just kind of to round it out, make it look a little more full. And then I also really like the sitting arrangements that I changed, because originally they had a 2x3 plate back here, which the figure would just sit in. Sometimes he'd fall out, so I kind of wanted to put some studs there so he could actually sit down. And also the control console here is actually more accurate, because it is like this in universe. In the canonical films or universe or whatever, the control panel is tilted up like this, instead of it just sitting kind of right where the hinges, basically, or where those two clips connect. I also added this little bit right here to kind of bring the end of this out, make it a little more flush, make it a little more cooler, fuller. And yeah, overall, I think I did a really good job with it. I'm very proud with it, and I am very happy with how it looks on the model, and I will be sure to do this on any future ATTE models, that I get. Now, real quick, looking back at the ATTE, you see not much on the top has really changed. It's basically the same 4x4 square they got going there, except the only change is, instead of using the thicker round piece of brick, I guess that would be, I now just use one round plate to put on top of that spinning swivel, so then it's not so tall, because the original gun was very, very tall. And if I would have put that round brick on it, then it would have been like all the way up here, and it just would not have looked right. So I'm actually very happy with how that looks, and I think one plate is the perfect amount, and you can still swivel it up very well. You can swivel it down and spin it 360 degrees, of course. But yeah, I think it looks very, very good. And I think it made this model even better than what it actually was. And it was a very good set to start out with. So I'm very, very happy with it. Like I said earlier, this set is definitely the best ATTE that they ever came out with, and this was definitely the best set of the wave and probably of the year that it came out in. I think it was 2022 or 2023. I can't remember exactly. I'll have to look. But this set was pretty awesome. The minifigures in it were good. The set itself is awesome, especially compared to the older 2013 ATTE, which I do have. It is better in almost every regard. It looks more accurate. It looks so much better. The play features are better, the minifigures were better, everything about it was awesome. The only thing keeping it from being a 10 out of 10 was that top cannon, which I think now that it's fixed, this set is easily a 10 out of 10, especially with the way it looks. It looks way more accurate, it feels more accurate, it works more accurately than the older one does, and yeah. I will put the instructions, or I will at least show how to build it. I either will do it in Studio, Bricklink Studio, I could do it in there, or I could just do a video or a short on how to build it. But you guys let me know which one would work for you. I can do both if that works better. Not that difficult. It's kind of just a little bit of reverse engineering, but not that hard at all. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoy this and you actually use it for your models if you would like. Unless you already like the cannon on it, that's completely fine. I think the cannon that was on it looked good, but I just like the more accurate playability and kind of how you can kind of model this one more with the more posability. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said, I will get the model instructions out to you one way or the other. But thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Trying to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I think we got it. And yeah, more videos to come, so please stay tuned, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.